All right, for today's mobility, we are going to be hitting the anterior chain, especially the lovely quads, with a little bonus foot exercise at the end. So this will be a good one, quick 10-minute hitter to get you going for the day. So we're gonna start off with our half saddle on the left leg. So you're gonna bring your right leg out in front. We're gonna have the left leg bent so that the heel is nice and close to the glute here. And for the least intense version of this stretch, you're honestly just going to be sitting up nice and tall here. Again, keeping that heel close to the glute is going to be the key to feel the stretch in the quads. Also, to get a little bit extra stretch there, you're going to squeeze your glute. If you feel so inclined, like Coach Jess, you're going to walk yourself back onto your elbows and hang out here to feel a bit more intense stretch in the glute. I'm sorry, in your quads. You're gonna feel it in the quads. From here, we could bring ourselves onto our back if we're wanting a little bit more of a stretch. Your knee might come off the ground a little bit. That's quite all right. What I don't want is a big arch in your low back. So if in this position you feel like a big arch and strain in your low back, then go ahead and come back up onto those elbows. Otherwise, keeping it here. Again, taking nice deep breaths. Working our way back up, you can either come onto your right side to push yourself back up or walk your way back up onto your elbows. We're gonna switch, so maybe we're shaking out those legs a little bit between sides. You're gonna bring your right leg back this time. Again, heel nice and close to the bum is ideal. If you're feeling this more in your knees though than your quads, having that out a little bit, just your ankle, might be a good alternative just so that you're feeling the stretch in your quad where you're supposed to feel it. Give it a little glute squeeze, not so much in your knee. So again, we're gonna walk back onto those elbows. And then when you're ready, coming onto your back or staying on your elbows if your stretch is feeling great there. And from here we can roll onto that left side using your right arm to push up. Bring yourself back center. Again, let's shake out those legs. Next one we're going to go into is our full saddle. So we're going to come onto both knees here. Toes are just regular, sending straight back. You're going to walk yourself back onto your hands to start. And again, if this is a little too easy for you, you can walk yourself back onto your elbows then. As you bring your quads further out here, it's going to get a little bit easier as well. So if you keep them nice and close and you can go the whole way back, then that's great, good for you. But we're going to walk back onto our elbows here. We love quads. And again, if you're here on your hands, can't make it onto your elbows, but you're looking for a little bit of an extra, give those glutes a nice squeeze. That'll force those quads to relax. You can push up into your hips a little bit. And coming up out of here, we're going to work our way onto our stomachs now. So onto your stomach, from here we're going to work one leg at a time. So you're going to bend up that right leg to start, using your right hand to grab on. You can use your left as well to pull, and then just kind of resting on the ground here. Big focus is going to be heel touching the bum. If that's a little difficult, you can use a towel that you have at home or something to grab on and pull yourself as close as you possibly can. And carefully we're going to switch sides. So grabbing onto that left side this time. Heel nice and close to the bum. And releasing out of that one. And for our last stretch today, we're going to come on to hands and knees. This time you're going to tuck your toes under. So like Coach Jess's toes, you can see are dug under. And you're just going to work your way back onto sitting your bum on your heels. So for some people that could look like hands still down on the ground, and just sitting those hips back towards your heels. Otherwise, just taking the weight of your body and kind of letting it relax on top of those toes. This is going to feel like a very intense stretch for some and pretty natural for others. So not bad either way, but pushing through like a good minute and a half here is going to be great. I'm going to come onto my hands.
It still hurts.
It makes me want to cry. Making sure you're still just breathing here, in through the nose.
Wiping your tears. Coach Val, if there's people who struggle with plantar fasciitis, would this be a good stretch for them to do?
Definitely, yes. So when you're getting out of bed in the morning, if you're feeling like, oh, the arches of my feet are tight, they almost sting, or feel like they're crackling around, then yeah, giving yourself a little bit of soft tissue work before getting out of bed in the morning, and then maybe hanging out like this for 90 seconds or so would be a really great way to start the day with a little bit less soreness in your feet. So we're going to come up out of this now, back onto hands and knees. And what I want you to do now is just kind of tap the tops of your toes on the ground. So we don't have our toes dug anymore. We're just letting them relax. And just kind of tapping that around, letting that release. And we are done with quads mobility.